dry, but it worked up pretty good. Well, it's about exactly a year later, and we are standing in the same spot as we filmed last year. If you remember last year, it was a new planting. We planted it in June, early June of 2021, and I had mowed it probably 3 or 4 times, and we shot a video on how important it was to mow your first year planting, just to knock down the weed competition and just give a lot of these warm season grasses a chance to get some sunlight. And you can see, of course we haven't mowed it this year, but you can see just the flush of big blue stem, Indian grass here, and it's beautiful right now. You got a little switchgrass right here behind you, and then your forward flowers are starting to dry up a little bit. This was black-eyed Susan. It'll start dropping its seed and hopefully getting a little bit better. But this stuff is, as you can see, is 8 feet tall and coming in good and thick, and it's just gonna get better with more years. I mean, next year it should be even thicker, and then at some point this stuff will get so thick to where it's gonna provide great thermal cover. It's going to provide excellent nesting for all kinds of birds, and I'm just tickled to death with how this stuff's turned out. We got quite a bit of rain in the spring and early summer, but it's kind of got dry on us. But these warm season grasses, as everyone knows, it really thrives in warm conditions. So it is just beautiful this evening. We've had a pretty dry August and late July for sure. We haven't had a significant rain in probably 3 to 4 weeks. But you know what? There's some rain in the forecast this weekend. We just got done, Casey and I just got done working the Firminator. We got this little micro plot, got it tilled up, we got it seeded. I've got a little brassica mix in here, mainly radishes. But this has always been a clover plot here, and it's going to stay clover. But we've extended this food plot out a little bit with the thinking that we might be putting an enclosed blind up here. It'll be real easy to pop into. Just walk through your tall warm season grasses, pop in. You're gonna have to have a south. This is a spot that's kind of been infamous on my farm. Just in the 6 or 7 years I've owned it, I've had a lot of good luck. I killed a great buck down here about 3 years ago. That was October 22nd, and I had a lot of daylight stuff. 2 other shooters down here that same week. But we've got it ready to go. I'll probably put some fertilizer on this at some point just to give these brassies just a little extra boost. Hopefully we get moisture, and then hopefully we get daylights on our cell cams, and then we'll just come in here and hopefully put our tag around one of our hit listers. So well, it's a big day here. Seems like every year when you buy a farm, this will be year number 7, I think, for this particular home farm, and there's always there's a checklist of things you want to do. and I'm getting about, I'm sure it'll keep going and keep going, but I'm getting about to the point where getting down that checklist. And one of my dreams, one of my wife and I's dreams, was to put a pond on the farm. And this was an area I always thought would set up pretty good for a pond. And we finally did it, and it just got completed. And it's just, I had it envisioned, but it turned out better than I thought. It's not a large body of water by any means. It's probably pushing 3/4 to 1 acre surface area. We added some structure. I guess the purpose of the pond was not only a good place to fish and to take my kids fishing and share it with friends and stuff, but also a good water source for wildlife. And it's actually right in the middle of my farm, and it's very close to some pretty good bedding. You know, I was a little bit torn on, if I put this pond where I want it, is it going to affect the hunting? Time will tell on that, but I think it's actually going to make things better. Once we start getting some warm season grasses established around it, and we got a food source around it, I think it's just going to make the spot even better. Strategically, I've got the back of the pond dam pretty flat to where I can seed it easily. I can mow it, burn it, but it's also the pond and the pond dam and where it's situated. It's going to actually provide some pretty good some funnels to where you can kind of manipulate to where the deer are going to move. But so our purpose tonight is we're going to, just to prevent too much erosion, we're actually going to plant some cereal rye in tonight. I don't really want to put this in to provide food for the deer during hunting season. I'm mainly just putting it in for a soil erosion prevention. And by the time hunting season comes, hopefully it's tall enough and big enough to where the deer aren't going to be eating on it. I'm going to have my food source upwind of my tree stand location, so where if they want to come up here and nibble around, they're not going to be downwind of my stand. And the cereal rye and the stuff we're going to be planting this evening is going to be downwind, and hopefully they won't be in that and get downwind of us. And we're always thinking wind direction. One thing we're also going to do, I'm excited about tonight, is on top of the dam, we're going to mix in some Durana white clover with our cereal rye, and then we're also going to run an 8-foot strip all the way around the edge of the pond. We're going to use the Firminator, the 8-foot Firminator tonight, and we're just going to run an 8-foot strip around the pond, and then the top of the dam's maybe 10 to 12 feet wide. So we'll have a nice strip of Durana clover all the way around the edge, so we can have a nice green lush place to walk around the pond and fish, and we can keep it mowed nice. And then I'm sure the deer will love walking around the pond and nibbling on the clover, getting a drink of water. Should be awesome. So this is about as excited as I've ever been with a new project on the farm. And now we just need rain to fill up that pond. But we put some root balls down there, and we buried them, and then we left some trees upright. We put a big maple down on the bottom. We put some concrete cinder block structures around the edge of the pond. We're just trying to give the fish plenty of structure to go find some bait fish or to escape predators, and pretty exciting. I can't wait to do some ice fishing over some of them structures out there. And it should be a fun place.
Let's get to work.
Let's do it.